In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Hi and welcome. My name is Danny O'Regan. I work as a Director of Campus Ministry here at Chaminade University.
My name is Brother Tom Jalbert, and I'm the Archivist at Chaminade University. And this is January, and we're celebrating the month of the Marianist founders. So let me tell you a little bit about each of the Marianist founders. So you know that Chaminade University is named after Father William Joseph Chaminade, who lived from 1761 to 1850. He worked in Bordeaux. He began the Marianist sodality. He founded the Daughters of Mary, the group of Marianist sisters, in 1816, and he founded the Society of Mary, the Brothers and the Priest, in 1817. One of his collaborators was Adèle des Bats de Trinquagnon, and she lived in Agen, which was not far from Bordeaux. And she was a sodalist, and she worked with the poor. And she lived from 1789 to 1828. She lived a very short life. And another collaborator that they had was Marie-Thérèse de Lamoureux, and she lived from 1764 to 1836. She was an early sodalist of Father Chaminade. Chaminade was her spiritual director. She worked with Adele in establishing the Daughters of Mary. She's the one that helped Adele get things organized. And she worked with prostitutes, reformed prostitutes. She worked in this ministry from 1801 to her death in 1836. Now, Danny would like to tell you a little bit more about Marie-Thérèse de Lamoureux.
So Marie-Thérèse, we don't really know too much. We don't really talk too much about her with the Marianist community in terms of being a founder, I think, but she has a very, very powerful influence in terms of what she did. So one day, Jean-Germain de Ponchon asked her if she could take over this house for the prostitutes. And at first, she was very reluctant. She didn't seem to be too thrilled to be working with this group that she considered to be outsiders. And she actually brought it to Father Joseph Chaminade. And Father Chaminade, again, he wasn't too sure either, but he said, I'll leave it up to you. So her first experience of working with these ladies, she felt a profound sense of peace and calm come over her when she did the work. And I think she saw that as a sign from God. There was also a time when she kind of moved away from it. And one night she got really ill and she had some horrific nightmares. So in these nightmares, she would see these prostitutes, and she felt that they were going to hell. And she woke up and said, I have to go back. And so she went back to work in this house. And again, she felt that sense of peace and calm wash over her. And she kind of knew that this was her calling, her ministry. So even at the very early stages of the Marianist community being shaped, here we have an example of somebody who was really forced to go beyond the comfort zone to work with people that she felt that she wasn't comfortable with. But in the end, it transformed her. And I think for us today, as we look at what it means to be a Marianist, I think all of us have to look at those opportunities to say, where are our comfort zones and how can we be pushed beyond them to work with those who we might feel uncomfortable with, and to find that sense of peace, calm, and joy, in a sense, the grace of God working with us.
And Marie-Thérèse had a strong faith and reliance in God. And when she returned to the Miséricorde sometimes, or she went to chapel to pray, she would go in and she would be in need of something, and she would go up to the tabernacle and she would knock at the tabernacle door. And she would say, are you there? Are you there? And she would do this a couple times. And sometimes she would be alone, and sometimes she would have the sisters with her, or the Reformed girls with her. And somehow that food or clothing that she needed would somehow appear. And she has this quote. She says, to believe in God, and to believe in God for all eternity, we will possess God. Thank you for being with us today as we learn about the Marianist family and celebrate Founders Month.
With all things Marianist.
Salve Regina, Mater Misericordiae, cedo, et spes nostra salve. A te clama